Hey, let's imagine two scenarios. Two different people, they're both 75 years old. The first one is a man, he's kind of struggling financially. He's still working at one of those big box stores as a greeter. He's on 10 medications. He's probably 25 pounds overweight. He has no savings. We have another 75-year-old. This is a lady. She's retired. She's financially pretty good off. She has her needs met. She's kind of prepared for when she's gone. She's left something for her children and the causes that are important to her. She's in great health. She's got full energy. And even though she's retired, she has hobbies and charities that she works with. So she's always busy and has a purpose in her life. How did those two people at the same age get to two such very different end results? Let's talk about that next. Hey guys, Randy Gage here. Want to welcome you to another episode of Prosperity TV. I'm on my lonely island here in Miami Beach, and I want to talk about a couple of things that I wrote on the blogs last week. I did a couple of posts on this, and by the way, if you're not following me on the blog, randygage.com, I'm putting up at least 5 posts a week on prosperity and success, so be sure and check that out. So how did these two people get to this scenario where they're just so dramatically different? Here's what I would say. It isn't because one set goals and the other one didn't. And it isn't because one wrote their goals down and the other one didn't. And it wasn't because one had a vision and the other didn't. Even though I believe all those things are helpful for being on the path of prosperity, I think those things are helpful tools to use. But if you say, what really makes the result at the end of the road? What's the real game changer? It's the choices, the daily choices that we make. The choices, the little choices that you don't think are a big deal, make such a difference all the way down the road. One of the blogs I was writing about, from here I'm actually on an island, right between, that's Miami Beach over there, there's Miami over there. So there's a causeway that links the chain of islands. And so when I want to go somewhere in Miami, I take that over to I-95. And along the way, I'll take 82nd Street. And then when I get to Northeast 2nd Avenue, there's a stoplight there, which a lot of times you get. And if you do, you look on the left, gray building, and it's like 4 different shades of gray and all these different patches. Why? Because they're painting over graffiti. And obviously, they got the same paint from 10 years ago, and each one is faded less by the sun, and it's all patchy looking. And obviously, graffiti, it's a developing neighborhood, which is a nice way to say it used to be a hood. I could tell you I spent many a time in crack houses in that neighborhood in a previous life of mine. And now it's kind of coming, redeveloping and moving up, and so it's a developing neighborhood. So here's this building on the left, same stoplight. Here's the building on the left. Then on the right, there's another building, and obviously they brought in a graffiti artist and said, here's your canvas. Paint what you think would make this look beautiful. What a difference, right? And that's a choice, right? It's a choice of how they see something. And those choices, that leads to our behaviors, and the behaviors are what really get us to that result at the end of the road where we say, how did we get here instead of here? And let's take an example. Most people get paid. They pay off the bills that are overdue at the moment, and then they take the rest of the money and they spend it all. And then they borrow a little against it and put more on the credit card until the next payday. That's a choice. Other people get paid. They set aside some money for retirement. They set aside some money for investments. and then they live on the rest. That's a choice. There are people who wake up and reach to the nightstand where they always have their cell phone, which was the last thing they looked at before they went to sleep. And they left it there charging by their bed, so it could be the first thing when they wake up, and they can see, what did Trump tweet this morning? Was there a terrorist bomb attack anywhere in the world? Was there a plane crash? And that's how they start their day. That's a choice. Or the choice might be your phone is way in another room charging because you shut it down long before you went to sleep, and you reach over to your bed and you pick up As a Man Thinketh, or The Magic of Thinking Big, and you program your subconscious mind with something positive and powerful to start your day. That's a choice. And think of this. You could start your day by opening up that Tupperware or that bowl of all the fresh fruit you cut the day before or 2 days before, with apples and peaches and pears and grapefruit sections and all, blueberries and strawberries, all in this nice little fruit salad, and that's how you eat in the mornings. Or your choice could be you go through a drive-through and get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, which is wrapped in a pancake. I mean, you can't make this up. It's 2 pancakes with bacon, egg, and cheese in the middle. And that's what some people eat for breakfast, with a diet soda, for God's sake. That's a choice. And it is those choices, those little tiny, seemingly insignificant choices that we make every day, that actually determine our future, that determine, are we healthy, happy, and prosperous, or are we sick and miserable and broke? It isn't the big grandiose vision. It isn't the mission statement. It isn't how many goals you wrote down, but it's the choices you make today and every day. All right, have an amazing day, guys. Peace. So remember, I'm on randygage.com every day with the blog, and then I'm here every Monday with the YouTube show, and we also make the audio version on the Power Prosperity podcast. Check for that. We're on Spotify and iTunes and Stitcher and all of the podcast platforms. So we put the audio version of the show up every Monday as well. So have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you next time.